portrait of a country under the grip of a dictatorship. But it is also a detailed and involving family drama. It is beyond an honour to welcome to the stage Walter Salles. Selton Mello and Fernanda Torres.
Obrigado, good evening. Such a treat for us to be at the London Film Festival. Really. It's very special to me. I was confessing to Christy that the first film we did together, Terra Estrangeira, Foreign Land, very early on, film festivals were not selecting it. And you were the second festival to select that film. And that was the start of everything. And actually, Rosa Roche wrote a beautiful text about it that we use in the poster.
Oh my God, this is so wonderful.
So then came Central Station, then came Motorcycle Diaries. I was here with the documentary on the incredible Chinese director Jia Zhangke. So to be in front of this audience and to share a film with you has been a renewed pleasure for many, many years. So, obrigado.
This film that we'll see tonight is it's a really one of the most impressive films that my colleagues and I have had the opportunity to see this year. It's very touching, it's very moving, and it's important. But tell us why now? Why this story for you as a director at this time?
Well, I think that it's about quite a unique family, a family who had a dream of a country, you know. And that dream was severed by a military coup d'etat. And it's about how do you survive oppression? How do you reinvent yourself after that? You know, it is based on a luminous book by Marcelo, Rubens Paiva, a Brazilian writer, who wrote about the journey of his parents. And therefore, he not only wrote about the personal, but also the collective memory of my country. And to be able to blend the personal and the collective was something that in cinema I always thought to be an extraordinary possibility. So really it was an honor to do this story, and also the fact that I knew the family. There are two members of the family here tonight, Eliana Paiva and Nalu Paiva. So. Without them, we wouldn't be here. This film wouldn't exist.
And for both of you as performers, you are playing real people but obviously you don't give performances that are mimicking. So how did you kind of work into becoming these characters?
Well, first of all, it's a huge pleasure to be here at this beautiful festival with this beloved film. Yeah, I had this challenge to play this man who was taken off of this family and murdered by the state and disappeared forever. So it was very challenging, and my part of the film, I did this sunny part of the film, and I portray Rubens Paiva in a very respectful way, paying a tribute to him. And we're more than happy to be here and very proud of this work with my super actress.
I miss
friend.
you so much.
Yeah, you miss me. I know.
Well, in my case, you know, Eunice was like an honor and also a burden, because you have to be faithful to this amazing woman that nobody knew about. And we have the book with a lot of information, but then I started to see her interviews. And she had this honesty in the way of speaking. She had a smile, but it was not gentle, or it's not, she was gentle, but she was persuasive. And she had such a power, but not like in the way we see power. She was a feminist without being like a fighter. She was a fighter without being a fighter. So this balance between being strong, but in a very restrained way, was the honesty of Eunice, was what guided us, I think, throughout the movie, in order to make an honest film. I think this is an honest film. You will see the music won't push you, the camera won't push you, the feeling and the honesty will move you, I hope. So I hope I just came from the New York Film Festival and I saw Mike Lee's movie, and Mike Lee said at the opening, he was doing this, and he said, you know, there is nothing worse than to explain a movie before people watching it. Then he came after stage and he said, you know, there is nothing worse than talking about a movie about after people watching it. So sorry about that.
And obviously this is not the first time that you have both worked together. So can you talk to us a little about your, how you work together as actor and director, and does that change on every film, or is there a language that you two have developed over this time?
I think it did change through time, but I continue to consider this lady here my co-author, actually, in all projects. We've done 3 films together. Foreign Land was in a completely different realm than this, because this film was truly an exercise in subtraction. It's about how can you express a lot with as little as you can, as restrained a form as you can, both in acting and in the camera movement, the options, the aesthetical options that circle a film. But what Fernanda has, I think, done here is to truly elevate the film, and we all had to try to reach that level. We had to be better than we normally are. So that's
I think the difference between Foreign Land and this movie is that Foreign Land was our formative movie. I think that was the movie where Walter invented him as a director. And this is a movie of our maturity, Walter. We were young and happy. And now we are like those 2 old.
And I am the witness of this. And now I'm happily part of this family too.
Marcelo.
It's beautiful. I'm a big fan before she worked.
There is so much that we could discuss, and I don't want to hold the audience up from seeing this incredible film. But just before we start, just a quick note on the recreation of, the film is set in the past, and obviously it's a past that you personally, spatially, knew about. So I just wondered, when you were recreating, especially the family home that we see right at the beginning of the film, how much of it is your memory, how much of it is the book?
I think that the first part of the film, what Selton called the luminous part of the film, were the ones where the glimpses of memory were more present. But we know how memory can be selective. So after a specific moment, everything had to be invented, and of course that was a challenge. But I think that we only managed to reach it because we found something that one of my filmic heroes, Andrzej Tarkowski, says that cinema only starts if everyone who's doing a film is on the artery of the film, you know? So that we're all in the vein of the film. And somehow we managed to find it together, and I think that Fernanda was the main factor for us to understand what it was, you know? So the recreation at the beginning was important, but we ceased to think about a historical film. We wanted to transcend it, really. And also because at the beginning of this journey, it took 7 years to get here. We thought we were doing a film about the past, and then suddenly it felt very much linked to the present we were living through in Brazil. You know? So yes.
A film that honours some incredible real-life people, but it is really brought to life by these incredible performances and your absolute craft and skill as a filmmaker. Would you please give a very warm